they're not perfect.
No.
This is their beauty.
Yeah.